Okay, so we're into the game one of back-to-back class. This is the first time for me, but hope you guys stay with us. We're into game one of IO Era versus Takes 3 to Tango. My man fourbeats is away right now, but it's okay. I'll cover it for now. It looks like we have Shang T. Oh, Nuts. Wait, she's in the Nuts clan. Yo, okay. The real Singaporean. Feels good, man. Yeah, but thank you for joining us once again. My stream is actually like tanking so much, but I guess I'll fix it later on. But yeah, got a lot of stuff to try and figure out.
Only 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Takes 3 to Tango. Yo, this is like, I swear. Okay, managing all of this, I'll get better at it. I swear, my friends. I swear. Okay, game one. Okay, so bench ban, LC ban. I haven't casted any of these teams, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to go do my research real quick. Hopefully, if Benji's back, he can let me know. I think there's a way that I can check. Let me just check the matches so far. I think it's inside the completed matches. Okay, so IO Era actually has played yeah, IO Era has played 4 Elites plus Squid, in which they 4 Elites plus Squid took one game, and they also took
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, 4 Elites plus Squid just kind of beat them 2-0. Meanwhile, Takes 3 to Tango, who did they win versus? Takes 3 to Tango beat Sync Cats in game 1, and Sync Cats took the other game around. So yeah. Okay, so Era actually, oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Era is actually on Takes 3 to Tango, so that's a bit confusing. But open up AA Sand King. Sand King, a bit of a, maybe a bit of a off-laner that's fallen out of favor, but still the stun can never be understated. We have A as well to amplify that magic damage that you can put out with the epicenter. So a really scary kill combo early on, but an equally scary teamfight combo on the side of Takes 3 to Tango. They opt for the Mars Phoenix opening combo that we've seen so many teams favor. Okay, I might actually take a step away and like go to the toilet real quick because I've been holding it for a while. I'll be right back, my friends. Give me a second. Okay, be right back.
Dyer's ban. Ten seconds to pick. 5 seconds. Hurry, hurry. Radiance ban. Only 10 seconds. 5 seconds remain. Dyer's ban. Radiance ban. Dyer's ban.
Alright, my friends, sorry for the hiatus. I am now back. Smile. But yeah, what did we miss? Okay, so we got second place bands, Invoker, Lich, and Storm Spirit. And on the flip side, we have Juggernaut, and we're impending the last band. It's Disruptor again. The people in this league really don't like Disruptor. Huh? Am I missing something? I mean, it's really annoying to lane against, that's for sure. But maybe Glimpse is just
I'm
so
back.
ridiculous. Welcome back. I just came back too because I couldn't. I had to go to the toilet. I got myself.
So at a glance,
Okay.
I like. These are both very strong openers, actually.
Right.
I kind of like Mars Phoenix just because it's like a tried and true.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a lot of magic damage on Ancient Apparition Sand King.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, these players, right, are all very like they're in the competitive division, which is basically the highest division that the We Like Dota League has. So the average MMR is basically like above 3.5k, I think.
This is
So-
what Benji's in?
5 seconds.
No, Benji's in the lower than 3.5k one.
Oh, okay.
Contenders division, and then there's casual division. So the game that we just watched
he's in
just
the
now,
second division. Okay.
the game that we just watched just now is casual division, which is the first division. Then competitive division is the third division, like the highest one. So
Okay.
the average MMR on the side of IO Era is 3.6k, with Emmy Dice alone and Shang-Ti, the highest MMR players, are at 4.1k and 4.6k. And then for Takes 3 to Tango, they are at 4.6k average MMR. So technically,
okay.
MMR wise, Takes 3 to Tango have the lead here. Last week, IO Era actually played 4 Elites plus Squid, which is basically like one of the highest ranked teams, like average MMR 6k, and they got 2-0. And then Takes 3 to Tango went 1-1 against Sing Cats, who are
So-
3.5k average. So
So one thing that's actually interesting about that is you can kind of see it in the draft a little bit. You can kind of see it in like the bans and picks that are kind of coming out. Like these look like these are less targeted bans and more
general bans or like response bans.
yeah.
But I'm sure there's still a bit of targeting going on. It's just that we don't know because we're not really, in tune with what's going on. This is a really scary lineup from the side of IO Era though.
Seconds to pick.
It works out so nicely
There's
for
so
them
much
because
magic damage.
yeah, and then the Sand King works as a delivery for Lifestealer, and Lifestealer acts as an easy
Yeah.
8 hitter, and then can also stand up in lane versus the Mars Phoenix and or Lion.
Wow.
Spectre's a good pick here.
You know I'm gonna love any lineup that picks a Spectre. And Spectre against Skywrath Mage or Ancient Apparition, these are two heroes that hate dealing with Spectre. I'm very curious what the Spectre build is this game though. Like typically against the Skywrath Mage you would go Blade Mail, but that was kind of before the Ags got really popular. And I haven't seen this matchup since. So I'm very curious what the Spectre goes here. I wonder if you still go Blade Mail or not.
I think AA was the first pick. It's interesting that they picked Mars Phoenix into it because one of the strongest parts about Phoenix is like, I was gonna say right, the Sunray. Even if the Spectre gets Blink Bow Strike and gone on, like the Sunray can heal, but if the AA is there to follow up, it just kind of negates that entirely. It's a bit scary for Take 3 to Tango, but we'll see what they have in mind. They have a very strong team fighting lineup though.
Part of me thinks, I know I'm harping on this, but it's just because I'm a Spectre player. Part of me thinks that you still go Blade Mail here, because it's really good against the Sand King as well. Like if he uses his ult, you just Blade Mail and he's dead. The dispersion, like his ult is the AOE is such that like dispersion will still hit no matter where he is. If he's hitting you with his ult, you're hitting him with the dispersion. And then it's really good against Lifestealer as well. It kind of negates the sustain that Lifestealer has.
Okay, I kind of get where you're coming from, but I'm of the firm belief that Blade Mail Spectre is equals no scaling Spectre. And I think in terms of scaling, like they have that in the back. So if he just gets like regular items like maybe like Echo Saber,
10 seconds to pick.
I think he'll
Yeah,
be in
yeah,
pretty
I
good-
definitely see. I see a case for,
Hurry.
maybe even a stronger case for Echo Saber and like Ags in this game because the AA and the Skywrath just die if you. do
Yeah,
that.
the X is so annoying because it makes any blink stun from the Lion a kill. Or any
Yeah, for
like
sure.
mass catch in instant kill. and it helps them play the map so much, which is something that is a bit scary from IO era, because you see these two supports, right? They cannot be alone anywhere on the map with the amount of like jump and initiate. Whereas the side of takes 3 to Tango, they can kind of play alone and catch up, and with the Spectre Horn or like the Mars follow up or the Phoenix dive in, there's a lot of follow up for these supports wherever they are. On the flip side, IO era, like, they can only really threaten with a Life Stealer bomb in the Sand King and the Skyriff Mage or AA follow up. So that's a lot more commitment just to make a kill happen compared to Takes 3 to Tango. Their map is
I
gonna
really,
be...
I really like these bands from IO era with the Storm Spirit and the
Absolutely.
Ember band out.
Yeah.
Because they see the OD ban and then they ban the Ember Spirit, and you kind of like leave Takes 3 to Tango, where you've put them in a position where they ban this OD and probably can't get the hero that they want afterwards.
You really, really have a thing for this OD hero, huh? You really think this guy is a very significant part of the draft?
I think here's the reason why. I
Okay.
think it opens, like, banning the hero opens up so much in the mid lane, because it's such
I
a
also
natural
think
counter
it's
to
that,
so many heroes.
nah, but I think it's also like a very, very abusable pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you leave it and they pick it and you have last pick, your mid is gonna have a phenomenal time because you have just all the space in the world to counter pick it. It's not like Storm or Ember really can burst a OD also.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it completely counters the advantage you would get from playing like a Storm or an Ember Spirit. Like, Ember wants to win his lane, and OD just makes it so you can't win the lane at all.
I guess so. I still feel like the Ember can make moves with his team though.
Yes,
Especially
that's how you make up for that disadvantage. Is you just this OD can't really make as many moves early, and you can just kind
Right.
of control the map.
I'm not as sold on the OD for IO era though, because I feel like it leaves them with very little moves to make, and they do end up. I mean, they end up picking the Viper, which is not really that big of a move maker himself, unless he gets an Athos or something along the lines of that. But I don't really like this pickup. I understand it's for the Nether Toxin to counter the Spectre, but you still are looking like staring down a mid pick that has yet to be locked in. They have 2 seconds of reserve time. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be the Void Spirit. So that's a very, very safe.
Ooh, okay.
That's the one spirit that's not banned out.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
I think that's the OD ban. They knew what they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, I don't think OD really screws up Void Spirit as well, like that hard.
Yeah.
I think I'm maybe you're onto something with the OD ban. I'm not really that sold on it, but maybe I would like to be proven wrong.
No, I think they wanted the Ember. Like, that's I'm looking at this draft. It really looks like an Ember Spirit would have, like.
Or Storm Spirit, right? Like, it just dances over.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
once you use
yeah.
your... Okay, I gotta say though, special shout out to Neutral Creep Hotel. Funny ass name. Don't know what that's...
Oh, that's very good. Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't even know what that's supposed to imply or mean, but love that. So, we are going to be into game 1. Just off the drafts alone, is there any side that you're favoring?
Dire for sure. I really like Dire here.
Right.
I think this Spectre kind of has a free game. Like, his item build is completely open. There's really not a bad build up for him right now.
One area that both sides lack is tower push right now. They have the Life Stealer, Viper, the Void Spirit, and the Spectre, but none of them really hit towers that well, and they don't have that in there.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be about playing the map, but I think ironically the most important part is gonna be which towers fall first, because that's gonna open up each one of these teams to take more kills than they otherwise should be able to. But yeah, oh, we see a level 28 AA, 4 wins in a row on AA. Can he make it a 5? Shang T over here, the highest MMR player of his team. I'm not sure whether he's the captain, I don't think so, but oh, T-Dog also with he's a real spirit player. MVP last match and 6 victories predicted in a row.
Yeah, you say this. One side says, "Hey, we got 5 wins in a row." The other side says, "We can predict victory 6 times in a row."
Yeah,
and I think in a game where you're drafting, you take the victories predicted, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have Team IO Era up against Takes 3 to Tango. On the side of IO Era, we have Neutral Creep Hotel on the Pulse 4 Skyriff Mage, Shang T on his Master. Is this Master or Grandmaster? Master tier AA, Emmy dies alone on the mid Viper, Discord PK, or rather PK on the Life Stealer, Carry, and last but not least DZ Bug on the off lane Sand King.
All right, and we have Error on the Mars. We have 2 on the Spectre. We have Dog playing this Void Spirit. We have Gonzo Dirk Diggler, which is just an amazing name, on the Phoenix, and we've got Lil Bach on the Lion.
We actually see both wards, so they know this ward's placed, I think. Do they? Okay, they see the aggro, so they know. Is the D ward gonna
that's
come
so
out?
smart.
Neutral creep hotel actually has a sentry, but they know, so they're gearing up for the D ward. But actually, this ward plays 514, this ward plays 525, so they know for sure that this ward is here. It's just to see whether they have, the time to deward it. But of course, the side of takes 3 to Tango. I'm just gonna call them Tango because if not, it's gonna be too annoying. The side like Tango, they are aware of this, so Dog's gonna be looking to deny that. Trade both sides 2 bounty runes apiece. Which lane are you really looking at to have some action early on? Do you think we're gonna be seeing a lot of fights, or everyone's just gonna be content farming?
I think there's actually some potential for the mid lane to
the D ward
pop off this
and he
game.
dies alone. That's gonna put him ahead a little bit. Yeah, sorry, you're saying the mid lane pop off?
I think there's potential for the mid lane to pop off. Just because there's a lot of magic damage from both heroes. One is a lot more bursty, and the other one is a lot more like kind of sustained.
Yeah. For me particularly, I'm thinking of looking at this top lane because I think this magic damage, the barrel strike into the concussive shot is gonna be very oppressive for this Spectre who can't really stand out and fight. And it's not like Lion is the best trader when left alone as well. Okay, we actually see Shanti taking a lot of damage from this Phoenix, but that's what makes Phoenix so strong, right? You can't really trade when he has the fire spirits up, but this is the go time, right? As soon as the fire spirits come down, that's when you make the magic happen. Very nice D-ward from Shanti, but doesn't catch out the sentry, so his small camp's gonna continue to be blocked. We'll have to see whether, okay, actually a sentry doesn't come out, so that's gonna stay blocked. The lane's gonna push out, and Era's gonna be just fine with that, because instead of 6 tangos to work with, just farming away very happily.
Yeah, I think you don't really care about the pool so much as the lifestealer here, just because like they can't really do much to you. You're kind of just vibing in this lane.
Right, but I think I'm more talking about how like they're just gonna get free lane EXP. Because if they if they have to walk out, you have a lot more chase, especially with Ghoul Frenzy. You can really pack on a lot of harass. But now that it's like literally up in his tower, there's not much that you can do as a lifestealer. In fact, you might even get speared back, which could be a bit scary if they go on you. Yeah. But yeah, so cold feet coming out on Gonzo, but that's not going to result in much. He doesn't have the dive, but there's no way they're diving here. Oh, hits him back, the God's Rebuke and the spear to the tower. Luckily the tower didn't aggro him, Discord PK managing to walk away from that scot-free, or scot-free as you can be as a lifestealer with like no active skills, I guess. Manages to make it out. Mid lane though, we see the bottle coming in from Viper. It's always a toss-up as to whether the Vipers get the bottle, but it's been more and more the case, especially with the water runes. Meanwhile, top side, we actually see action going down. Lil Bok forced to run away into the trees, and Neutral Creep Hotel forced to walk away as well. Sells up from both sides. This is what you want to see from the Sand King lane, right? Just the pressure, and you get level in Caustic Finale. You're really gonna start pushing this Spectre back. There's really no way you can come out and farm. There's still one water rune that Dog is gonna take as well. That's huge for him actually. He gets both water runes, and he might even make the walk over, stack the small camp.
This is why I was kind of curious about this, like this bottle pickup from Viper. I know you said it's more common, but I don't think he can contest runes really at all.
Right, but it's really kind of like a bit more of lane focus from Emmy, right? Because if she walked over there, she would have gotten the rune. It's just that she didn't make the effort to. Or rather, maybe the Void Spirit has just been spam pushing out the lane with Resonant Pulse and the Dissimulate, so he just has his hands full. Didn't opt to use the Nether Toxin to clear it out, but maybe just saving mana because trying to attack on that harass. We see action in top lane again. Okay, I managed to catch it. Feels good, man. Box C force.
Yeah, but it's the first blood.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, where this is gonna be a lot of magic damage coming out, and it's not really something a Lion can stand up to. Doesn't have a lot of HP starting out, only 640. Shanti still trading out with Gonzo over here. Gonzo.Dirk Diggler. But 2 levels in Chilling Touch. Only really has to be scared if the Mars walks up, but the Mars has his hands full with the creep wave right now, doesn't really want to fight. And yeah, it's just gonna amount to nothing. Shanti coming out for a little cold versus... It's a little ice versus fire situation here. We're gonna see which side of Jakiro's head comes out on top. But yeah, back to mid lane. Emmy dies alone. Once again, still bullying this Void Spirit even with the runes, As much as he got both runes, he really, really needed them. And it's 4-minute mark. We're gonna see whether he can kind of get that regen for himself as well. But Emmy this time being wary of it. And even having neutral creep hotel sweep over, and he's gonna be denied the rune. This is huge. He's gonna need a refill or something.
I just said that I don't think this Viper can contest, and then you see that. And...
Yeah, like she did the thing where she literally walks over to the rune, and then that's that. That's crazy.
It's wild.
This is why they're in the contenders division, by the way. Like we're just a bunch of scrubs. Like, what do we know?
Yeah, exactly. So Spectre is opting to go for the Falcon Blade here. I think that's pretty smart.
Yeah,
You
this
do kind of
is-
want to tank up against this like the Skywrath Mage lane. And with like a full Magic
Oh.
Wand and Falcon Blade, they can't touch you.
Okay, so they do manage to catch Shang-Ti here. They kind of set a trap because trying to deward and ends up getting 2 sentries for his trouble. Gonzo's gonna be really happy with that. Once again, blocking the small camp and even sets another sentry here just to mess him up. Knows that there's no vision. He's gonna plant the ward as well. Very successful little excursion for this bird over here. But a bit unfortunate from Shang-Ti because just caught a bit out of position. I don't think he expected the Mars to rotate all the way over. But yeah, manages to feed, not feed a kill, but like die to this Mars, and that's not really what you want to see because the Lifestealer alone can kind of pressure this Mars, but if he gets a level advantage, once he hits level 6, you're gonna have to be very wary. Shang-Ti once again laying into them with the level 2 chilling touch, but it's gonna get a bit scary if he just dives. He still has the dive.
Yeah, the
Dive away,
there's
literally
always-
doesn't matter,
yep.
the rage, but just stops the spear momentarily. Error still sitting at really high HP, just slams him back with the God's Rebuke as well. Meanwhile, top side, okay, so we see a salva from Gonzo getting back to full HP. Meanwhile, top side, we see a pull happening and there's a bit of a contest. Top of the net worth chart too, even though he's not really at the safest of lanes. Inadvertent part about laning against Sand King is if he can't threaten the kill for you while his wave is near him, he's not going to be able to because the Cosmic Finale is always going to push it in.
Yeah, and I don't think they can touch the Spectre now. With this, he just picks up the Falcon Blade. Like,
Oh, and misses the
it's
stun.
just gonna require
Unfortunate.
so much damage.
That's a bit of an unfortunate situation there. They kind of cancel the self and he misses the stun. Level 1 Barrel Strike, not the best stun to use right now. But he's opting for a bit of more farming build. Sandstorm, maybe there's some stacks for him, let's check. No stacks at the moment, that's a bit unfortunate, but 2 bounty runes. Emmy Dice alone has been sitting pretty here. Net worths wise, Dog is still definitely the lowest. It recognizes there's no mana for the Dissimulate, but sees the regen rune in hand. Didn't actually go and contest that one, which is interesting, but yeah.
So if Radiant want to kill in this top lane here, they're going to need to commit both ults from Skywrath and Sand King, and I don't know if that's a possibility right now.
You mean on the Spectre?
Yeah.
Right. Or maybe they could just use a gang from like this Viper. Like then the Nether Toxin. Yeah, but oh, this is a huge stack gonna be farmed by DZ Bug. But there's a wave going into his tower. You don't like this, feels bad, man. Okay. Oh, they actually get Discord, or rather PK bot. That's huge. That must have been a spear back or
That's
something.
very unexpected.
Yeah, and he even gets dived on. Is he gonna make it happen? There's a spear. And lands it, nails him right in the backside. It just gets rolled over. The bot lane is now firmly in their favor. You talk about how Lifestealer likes to, stand up against like these melee like lane opponents, but the second they get a lane advantage, this Mars is gonna be really scary, almost level 6 at this point.
Yeah, and he used Rage there too, so the Rage didn't even help him.
Yeah, that's a little bit rough. Just probably getting a bit too aggressive. That's what we were saying. Without the pull camp, you can't really pull the lane back into a place where it's okay for your Lifestealer to get that advantage. You see, with this much running like room to run, you can really chase this Mars back and harass him. But when it's this close to your tower, you're always at risk of dying, and that's very very unfortunate. They popped the Rage very early on actually. Yeah, and they have to back off. That was a bit preemptive. But Emmy Dice alone doesn't manage to get. Oh, okay. Emmy Dice alone actually denies the Illusion Rune. Gets Astro Remnanted. Okay. Horn coming in. Where do we see it?
Committed.
Okay, onto mid actually. Goes onto Emmy Dice alone.
Yeah.
But the Nether Toxin coming down. And the Mango up. Doesn't manage to get the Viper Strike off though. And Dog is still flying around. Managed to. Okay, Viper Strike on. Oh, okay. 2 just comes back around. Swipes him in the back and takes that kill. That was very nicely coordinated gang
It's a
from them.
good rotation. That's also a very scary rotation, because if there's one hero on Radiant that can kind of deal with you right now, it is the Viper.
Oh,
So-
what is he saying? Davait ustrom ito so vidorog. I have no idea what he's saying. But a bit strange from the side of IO Error not to rotate anyone else there in response, because I guess there's a bit of a fear factor, because when you see the Spectre haunt, you don't really know where he's going. But realistically, there was only like the Viper that was under threat. I think they just were calling the bluff, right? Because like you see the Viper still with like consumables and like he could probably turn it, but they go for the ballsy dive and it pays off for them. Takes a big kill onto Emmy Dice, who was doing very well for herself until this point, now dropping a bit low on the net worth. Let's take a look at that. Speaking of that, Sand King, very expected up ahead.
So the Spectre does not have a second item queued up. Take your bet on what the Spectre goes this game.
Diffusal.
You think Defusal? Okay.
Yeah, because it enables a kill on anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
So you think they just want to play around haunt timing as much as possible?
yeah,
And not worry about
or
X.
maybe just an Aghanim straight, who knows. But one thing to note is this Sand King is rushing Blink Dagger. He's gonna have it really early, maybe even like
Yeah.
in 30 seconds or 1 minute from now. He's farming up this jungle camp, stacking it up for himself. Does he get it off?
I think this is exactly what they need though, because
They have no
they
initiation.
can't kill the. Yeah, they can't kill the Spectre, and they have to commit. Oh, so
Neutral creep, Hotel Falls. Bot coming out from the tree line there and fingering him to death. They're
Yep.
gonna have to respond here to try and defend their tower. It's Shang-Ti up here, but kind of maybe could have tried a jump there, but doesn't end up happening. Maybe they're just waiting for the blink timing, and he has it just about now. Nice, he has it. So we're gonna see this purchase and maybe a smoke come out. They're gonna look to try and make some moves. I think ideally for them, they want to kill the Spectre or this Void Spirit, but I don't think they'd be too unhappy about Mars because this is the main guy bullying your lifestealer right now. If you get him back in the lead, it's gonna be a good fight. I expect to see some TP's bot to try and make a move happen because your lifestealer's under a bit of pressure right now. This Sankey's still farming a stack though. I guess he's waiting for his Blink Dagger to come. Yeah, there's a smoke. We're gonna have to see what they do. A lot of pressure on bot side. Usually when you pick Sand King, you kind of want to pick him to kind of alleviate that tower pressure. There's not a lot of good push from takes 3 to Tango. So
Yeah.
just Sand King sitting there with Sandstorm is gonna like ward them off very well. But they actually look to make a move mid and they blink stun into this Void Spirit. They cannot get him before the Disseminate goes off though. They land the Ice Blast, but it's not enough. There's no follow-up damage, and Arrow comes in with the stun, calls it onto DZ Bug, and the Haunt in cleans up Shang-Ti and DZ Bug. That's not how you want your first smoke blink rotation to go. And Dog still coming in. Oh, okay, the Astral Remnant just falling a bit short. Error. That was wonderful rotation, recognizing that okay. Maybe it was a call, right, from the side of Take Street to Tango because they see that Sand King saving up, they must know that he's saving for the blink, and they're just ready to rotate in an instant.
That's why I'm very surprised that they went for the kill on the Void Spirit, because I think of the heroes on Dire that you could potentially get a kill on, I think Void Spirit's the last one.
Right, like I was
You
thinking.
get that's your one stun. committed.
Yeah. And even if you use the one stun, right, you kind of have to use the rest of your skills like preemptively. We saw that like by the time the Ice Blast came out, he already finished dissimulating. Like that's not gonna work. You need some like mad prediction skills. Like I know you got like 4 wins in a row, but like this ain't like that. You know what I mean? Like
If they make the same gank there on that Spectre, the Spectre's a sitting duck. There's no escape.
yeah, same for the
At
Mars,
all.
right? Because he can spear the maybe Sand King back, but the rest of the magic damage they'll attack in. I think it's a bit tough as well because we see a Viper boost of travel again, and he's gonna look to defend this. DZ Bug has the Blink Dagger, so he can make a move, but he's gonna be making a move in 2 ultimates. They plant the Sentry Ward, and it's seen by this tower, so a bit dicey. Actually, he does not complete the TP. I think he probably gets it cancelled or something. But DZ Bug is basically alone here. I don't know if he wants to show because this is really dicey. Meanwhile, top side, the tower pressure is being mirrored. PK has rotated top and is hitting that tower, going for an early armlet. I think that's basically the only build that you can do as Lifestealer. Maybe a Maelstrom, but against this much magic damage, you kind of need to stay on top.
I think they're also so tanky that you want to be attacking quickly because you need your percentage based damage to really come out.
Okay, here comes.
You're
the
not going to
Sandstorm
be
as
able
well.
to attack them.
They're gonna walk in.
throughout
They see them with the. Okay. Oh, misses the stun though. That's huge.
Double.
They're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
catch him now. They don't have enough damage. He doesn't have the finger, and he's walking into the Sandstorm. Oh, and if they find error
they
here,
know
it's gonna
errors
be
here?
huge. Nah, they
I
don't. They
think
don't.
they
They
think
gave
he
up.
TP'd.
But Emmy getting it onto Lil Boxy. Doesn't matter that his hex dies anyway, and that is huge for the side of. Take Street. They were setting up for so long on this Sand King, and he just manages to loop around Bok Choy, and the stun coming in, but he still has a dive, so it'll be A-OK. Error even TPing back, might be able to make a move here if he wants to arena, but no, the Viper with the with the boost of travel is just very strong right now. Not the strongest in terms of HP, but take a look at the net worth graph. It's still 2 on top, just having relatively free farm, unthreatened at top side, because as much as the Lifestealer's free farming top now, isn't really much that he can do to this Spectre with Falcon Blade. It's like what you're saying, once this Falcon Blade Spectre is fine, you can really only threaten them with the Blink Surprise, but you kind of need your Sand King here to defend, so that's like your only initiation.
Yeah, and I love this item pickup that Void Spirit's going. He recognizes that the only thing that can really kill him is the silence
stun
coming
onto
up from
DZ
Scud
Bug.
mid.
Can they catch him here? He stuns through. Okay. Is he gonna arena for this? They're gonna try. Okay, the Horn coming in and cleans him up. Is he gonna Horn anywhere else? Actually, I think they tried to make a move onto mid, but he manages to get out with the Horn. I'm not too sure. Let me double check. Yeah. So I think he manages to get out from either top side or... Yeah, but they get mid tower and they get top tower. So that's pretty huge for the team that doesn't really have tower push. You know, you give up this bot tower, but realistically, this was just gonna fall like the first hour of the game, right? So it's not the end of the world.
But yeah, what I was saying is this Void Spirit recognizes that the only thing that can really... We might see another fight here, actually. So...
Oh, okay, sorry.
But the arena is still up.
Okay, a two-man stun from Liu Bok Choi. And PK, is he gonna fall here? Manages to infest, that's huge. Error is gonna fall for his troubles instead, and Bok Choi is gonna tank this epicenter to the face. That's a huge setup from Bok Choi, but it's not gonna pan out. He's gonna fall now. That's a really clutch infest from PK, managing to make it out there, and nah, the TP is not enough. They have a ward watching him here. They don't see him in this lane. They don't see him in this lane. He can only be one place, right?
Did you see the epicenter pig pull synergy?
Yes, I did. That was insane.
Beautiful.
Just keep it with a pig pull, yes. But PK getting out by the skin of his teeth there. Nice armlet toggles and the infest onto Emmy dies alone. Just, you know, keeping tipped off. I think he would have been in big trouble if he died there, just because he's a bit behind. DZ Bug blinking forward to try and get this stun, but, you know, once again, there's an egg. No mana for it, but, you know, there's still a dive. So, once again, tower can't be pushed. So they just have to back off and, you know, be happy with the kills that they got. Emmy is back to mid after TPing. We're gonna Dragon Lance as well. Actually, similar build to what we saw Miss Snow do. Shang T actually gonna secure this DD rune. No, it's a bit late on the stun. Doesn't actually have mana for it. Goes forward, maybe Dog recognizing this. Astro steps forward. Shang T, is he gonna fall for this? He heals himself. Error coming forward. The stun. Oh, it's not there in time, and he cleans it up with the spear, but Error, now he's the one to be turned on. PK, not happy from the laning stage, gets stunned by himself, by Liu Bok Choi, warding off the lifestealer from his mask, and that's just gonna be a 1 kill on... It's like a 5-man tussle in mid, but it's a 1 kill on this AA. And that's really good recognition from T-Dog, and once again, he's gonna make that move again with the sentry down. Oh! That is huge if he manages to get this, and he does. Astro steps out as well. That's beautiful recognition from... This is what every Spirit player needs, right? You need that killer instinct. Even though you walk up to 2 heroes alone, you know you have that DD, you know you can make the moves happen, you check their mana, you know this Sand King doesn't have stun, and you just go in for the kill fearlessly. Manages to use himself out of trouble and get out, even drop back in for a Sand King kill with that sneaky sentry that he didn't realize was planted. And yeah, takes 3 to Tango in a really good position, but the net worth lead is still somehow in IO Error's favor. It might be because this Void Spirit hasn't been farming the best against this Viper as we see him get gone on. There isn't really a lockdown for him though. He's silenced, manages to dissimulate the Ice Blast again, doesn't get tagged by it, and manages to Astro step out. I don't think you can kill this Void Spirit unless you have like an Athos or something, which nobody's getting right now, so I don't really think you can kill him, especially since he has the Yules. He can just purge the silence at any given moment.
That's exactly what I've been trying to say for the past 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Before every fight, like, this Yules is just so much value for this Void Spirit in this game.
Absolutely.
Like, there's one stun, and the only other thing that can kill him is the silence coming out from the Skywrath Mage, and you can just purge that off.
They don't have near... Like, the AA Sand King setup is nice, right? But they didn't pick up any follow-up, like, setup or follow-up stun or disable into it, right? It's really just the stun, and you hope the cold feet lands. But, like, the Void Spirit can just dissimulate, and he's just scot-free. Meanwhile, we see... Yeah, so he's getting the Falcon Blade straight into Axe. You made the right call there. It's gonna be really, really strong, especially with the amount of catch... Okay, and the fight. This is the fight. Emmy dies alone, caught in the arena. Is he gonna fall? Very tanky, though, but the egg right over his head. Oh, why is wrong with my camera? Error, can he kill it? No, the egg is gonna fall, and he manages to pop it on the backside though. AA falls again. It's 2 and Dog cleaning up. Meanwhile, Error does end up falling. Gonzo is gonna take out Neutral Creep Hotel. Meanwhile, there's kills all around. The whole of IO Error is falling, and they clean up completely. That was beautiful coverage from the side of Takes 3 to Tango. Just having that egg cover the entire center of the fight, and we have... You just saw 2 and Dog just jump the back lines and just decimate them. All these heroes, apart from, you know, like Sand King who had to go in, they don't have any way of killing like these backline jumpers, right? Like you talked about it, AA and Skywrath, the second they get gone on, what can they do?
And in that fight too, you see like this Viper, once the egg goes down, there's nothing he can do. Like he has to focus the egg. So all of the benefit you get out of having from the Viper on your team is negated by just this one ability.
It kind of feels like
at least until the Lifestealer can get there and attack it as well.
it kind of feels like the Viper is for. Oh, okay, this could be nice. Or a whiff stun of Bok Choy, this could be huge. They could land up the Ice Blast here, this is gonna be a big kill. The Astro steps out, no double Astro steps, and it's not nearly enough. That was a whiff from Bok Choy, could have cost his Void Spirit his life, but still manages to get out. A bit unfortunate. They could have really used that kill. As much as he isn't that high on the net worth, he's been the primary one making the things happen. And they see the skill actually come out. He has the blink stun. Can they get him a second time? There isn't any follow-up. The use once again, error with the Mars Spear missing, even though the arena locks them in, and the nice Haunt follow-up right in the middle of things, just doing so much damage. Standing in the Nether Toxin though, doesn't have his passive up. Lil Bok Choy standing fearlessly. Oh, another 2-man stun, and here comes Gonzo in with the dive to dissuade them from diving even further. Bok Choy gonna die for his troubles, but keeps both of his calls alive. That is a huge fight, and they didn't have egg to kind of you know, save that. Look at that, the lack of damage rather from the side of IO Error. It's the completed pipe of Insight from Error, like just negating so much damage for his team, you know, like wasn't able to burst Dog down, and he might even get a kill on the Emmy here. Gets Nether Strike. Here comes the AA Blast. Do they come in?
Oh, does he get this one?
No, he doesn't actually have. Well, but he has a haste, and yeah, no rage for this one. Haste, there's no way you're gonna kill him unless you stun him, and the Sand King just died. But yeah, it's like, oh, okay, stun coming in from 2. Realistically, there's no way he kills 2, right? He just, yeah, just gets out.
I do love the aggression that that IO Error has been able to keep on the map though. Like
For
despite this deficit.
Oh,
yeah.
and they get the kill
Oh,
on
beautiful
the...
kill.
Yeah, it's really nice ward coverage, right? Because we didn't really talk about this, but when they were invading the triangle, they planted this ward over here. They have this ward covering the Roche area for any potential rotations. And do they have a ward here? No, but they've been sitting in between this area so they can see anyone who comes in and comes out, right? They've just been controlling this entire top side. And looks like they could get a play on Dizzy Bug here, the stun into the one horn. Yeah, and there's that. That's just the X horn expanded. That's not even that big of a deal. Sorry, it's called Shadow Step. And that's what we're talking about, right? This whole draft from Take Street to Tango, we're really seeing it come to fruition. The setup kills from Lion, Mars, or even this Void Spirit, and it's just helping this Spectre stay on top of the net worth, even though she didn't necessarily go for a very heavy farming build.
Yeah, yeah. And when you go this Ags on Spectre, like really your game plan becomes it's almost like a Midas.
Yeah.
Where you're
Midas for
investing
farming
so much
heroes, right?
Yeah, yeah. Instead of farming creeps, you're farming heroes. And she has been able to capitalize on it. Like,
yeah, it's the perfect.
well.
We talked about it, right? It's the perfect team comp to enable that plan, also.
Yeah.
Yeah, Void Spirit last pick was just the cherry on top, right? Because you had the Lion and the Mars, but then that's kind of a bit more cooldown reliant because of the arena. But with the Void Spirit, he just has so much natural damage himself that the Spectre can come in and clean up. And this Spectre is about to get really scary, actually opting for the Orchid herself. Haunts again. Shadow steps onto this AA who's just been having a sad time. Oh, Haunts out. Woo, that was a stylish play. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I didn't, man. The Shank team just about to blast you with the Ice Blast and it hops away. That was nice. Just scaring them a little bit, just applying pressure, you know, force the rotation from this Lifestealer over. And now look at all of them. They're so spooked. They all have to run over. Oh, okay, but they catch ice and they haunt in. Actually, onto Emmy dies alone. Haunts backwards, but haunts back in again. Emmy dies alone, getting caught alone. Oh, and stun in onto both supports, but Emmy just died alone. That's just true to her name. Lil Bok Choy gonna tank the effects of the epicenter as well. Egg right in the middle is going to die most likely, but AA is dead. The Skyref is dead. Error is still so tanky, and 2 is just full HP right now. PK just can't pump out enough damage. Might be able to take out Error here. The use into DZ Bug kill. I don't think they can kill this Lifestealer. Oh, that's huge though. Oh, and the bash. That's huge. He's gonna take out 2 as well. Oh, PK turns that fight around for his team. It looks so dire for them because the Viper just died out straight away. And you know, the supports just melted, couldn't get the Ice Blast off. But PK just stands his ground in the Arthur-like performance. Just slaps them back home like, yo, don't count me out, my friends.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's the percentage-based damage coming out. It's very valuable against this this Mars and this Spectre. We saw how much damage he was doing to both those
take a look at this damage done. 5,479 in that fight. That's just huge. And we talked about the Void Spirit, right? He got this value use pickup, but he's you know, he is working with his base damage right now. He doesn't have any spell and speak of. Doesn't have any like special gimmick or like silence or anything to work with. He's relatively weak when it comes to the grand scheme of things. In realistically speaking, as much as these two heroes can scale, they didn't really build to scale. They're building to kind of enable this Spectre, and it's starting. You know, we saw that come kind of like not really work out in their favor that fight because you have the pipe, right? But you don't really do much damage on your own, and then the Void Spirit as well just doesn't pump up enough damage to really threaten this Lifestealer, and he just hit away. It really has the Skull Basher and the Sanshid Yasha. This is getting a bit scary. He now eclipses Spectre in the net worth.
What's so interesting about this game to me is you see two instances where this Viper can just die. If the Spectre goes in. I don't think he knows where the rest of the team is, though. You see two instances where one team is pressuring the other side of the map for a decent period of time and then gets punished for it. First, Radiant does it. They go into Dire and they get punished like a couple times. And then Radiant starts to pressure... Dire starts to pressure Radiant side of the map and then immediately gets punished for it.
Yeah, I think it's just like the Viper Bonanza, right? Because we saw 2 games in a row, the Viper go for this build. The Dragonlance Boost of Travel BKB hasn't really worked out for them just because you can't really stand and fight in the way that they want. And PK actually whiffing the spear, didn't even need to rage there. Oh, this could be a bit... Oh, he ends up raging now, but he's just pummeling into error. Thinks better of it, backs up. Yeah, gets on Takati. Yeah. Actually, it could have been a bit of an astro step forward into a use, but you know, he saw the rage, but I guess he just didn't want to overcommit because they don't know where the rest of the team is. They only have vision here, and yeah, nobody else is showing. So a bit scary from the side of Take Street to Tango, but very smart from them. Okay, so if we're talking about Take Street to Tango, right? They are, even though they are ahead in the kill lead, how do they deal with this Lifestealer? What is the fight gonna have to look like? Is it just kind of a typical, they need to ignore everybody and kill everybody else first and then just ignore the Lifestealer, or what is the plan here?
I honestly think you need to burst this hero, possibly with like Void Spirit, because the Spectre, when you go this build, when you go this this Ags build, you really can't deal with the Lifestealer much at all until very, very late in the game.
And we see a smoke up. This Sand King kind of baiting a bit, and they go on error. The blink stun in, the cold feet, silence, there's nothing much you can do. Even with the pipe, Phoenix is forced to dive away. Little bit boxy though with the Hex. Gets the stun off, just gonna keep them away from the rest of his team for now, but there's not much else they can gain from that. Without their Mars, they're most definitely not fighting. The map is free for the next 30 seconds. Actually, Sand King chooses to TP bot to try and defend this tower. Maybe try and set out a pick on 2, but there's no one really around him. They're just gonna be content taking control of the jungle for now. Neutral Creep Hotel actually has the Atos, which we talked about just now, but that's gonna be huge because there isn't really a 4-star or anything on the side of Take Street to Tango. It kind of prevents the Void Spirit from, like, if you silence him and you use, then he comes down and then you Atos, it's just real tough for him to fight. He has the Agonyms now, but it's not like a BKB where he can kind of play the fight at free will, right? Okay, and the Haunt in. I like this very, very much from the Spectre over here. Just constantly throwing out these shadow stacks, and the real Horn coming in now. Where is he gonna go? They are trying to go on the front line, and they clear the back line already. 2 cleans it up, and a huge arena right now, catching all 3 of them. But Emmy already has the BKB, but the double silence from PK, can they burst him? He's trying to take out the 8, but he's dead. And Emmy, can they follow up on her right now? She doesn't have a BKB. That is a beautiful fight from the side of Take Street to Tango. They get exactly what they need, and they're gonna clean up Emmy as well. Just
he dies alone.
Absolutely. This is the power of the Void Spirit Agonyms, right? Because you went this full status resist, like tanky fighting build, right? But then you just kind of get silenced and you don't have a save, you don't have a Lotus, you don't have a Glimmer. Your team, as in your AA is way too poor to have a Glimmer right now. He just can't really do much for you, and besides he's too busy dealing with the Spectre that's just sitting on his face right now, just having a nice cool beverage.
Yeah, and that was beautiful recognition from Dire in that fight to recognize that if you try to go to this Lifestealer first, you're not going to be able to kill him. Everyone else is just going to be able to save him. So they go for every other hero, and then they go for the Lifestealer. And Lifestealer might be able to fight you like 1-on-1, but he's not going to be able to fight you 1v5.
I think that's a bit of a weird situation as well, right? Because they cage the Lifestealer inside inside the arena, but they didn't exactly throw anything onto him. But he kind of felt pressured to rage just to like, oh shit, I'm in the arena. I'm gonna get gone on, right? But then they just turn on the Sand King and blow him up, and then that's your one stun. Like that's it.
Yeah, you burn this rage and then he can't really do much.
Yeah, and without your supporting cast like dealing damage, like sure you can slowly whittle people down, but you're not really threatening them straight away, right? And he's too busy trying to survive, so he can't really pump out that damage. Yeah, and we see this really smart purchase from DZ Bug. They sorely need this. It's gonna be the Lotus Orb to kind of like, okay, and they're pinging out this sentry. I think they think there's a ward there. Creep Hotel is gonna go up there and check. Yep.
And I want to point out, like, this Lifestealer was just 2 minutes ago, level 21, while this Spectre was level 17. Like, a huge deficit. And now they're both matching, basically.
Right.
I still don't think the Spectre can deal with this Lifestealer one-on-one, but I think she's getting closer.
Yeah. Okay, so they're actually... Oh, I'm lagging a little bit. Okay, but they go and instant BKB. That's a bit preemptive, but a bit too scared from... And they go on PK actually, the stun. Can they follow up the arena? But he gets the rage off in time and a nice 3-man stun.
Yeah.
The AA blast does not land though, but the egg comes out covering the distance. PK trying to get that egg down, but he's not gonna have his breakfast today. Getting pushed away, the egg does pop, and it's looking disastrous for IO Era. That backline has already died. Emmy dies alone yet again. The AA had no choice but to TP back to base. That was so unfortunate. They managed to get the rage off and a nice barrel strike, but the AA ulti just wasn't aligned properly. Just lands on the Lion, manages to kill him, but the rest of the team is just sitting pretty. They don't care. They just go on the Lifestealer and the silencers once again from the Resonant Pulse Aghanims upgrade, and they're gonna take Roche from this. That is huge for the side of Take 3 to Tango. Now have a 6k lead at 30 minutes and 2 back on top of the net worth chart.
And this should just, yeah, this is just a free Roche, and they should be able to knock out every tier 2 tower here. I don't see a way in which Radiant can really contest.
Okay, so one thing is that they don't really have the best tower push, and now that Shang-Ti has his shard, the Ice Vortex is gonna like slowly whittle away at those creep waves as we see here without much risk.
Yeah.
But at this point, the Spectre is so strong, she can just, yeah, look. Yeah, the towers.
Yeah, they're not gonna fight into them.
Oh, and the hunt forward straight into Shang-Ti. Dog. He's just all over this ancient apparition, and the Mystic Flare just kind of whiffing over here. Neutral Creep Hotel, you kind of need to get out, my friend. And he dies alone, breaks. TP's in, but immediately gets speared on the tree. Ree could go on him, the BKB force error, gonna be silenced, going to be thrown all the Skyref's entire arsenal, but Emmy dies alone. Her BKB is about to run out. This could be scary for the Viper. Gets silenced, and the dispersion damage is coming in. They stun Dog, but it doesn't really matter that much. Gets bashed, gets silenced, but the Yule saves him yet again. Meanwhile, the Emmy Viper is just falling to the side, and Dog just gets out with 2 Astro Steps yet again. It's just the Yules that you were talking about. And PK, you know, he rages forward. Can he get boxy? Doesn't have much. The Force Staff. Can he live? No, he can't. The stun onto this Spectre, but and immediately the horn forward. The Yules. Okay, but both carries are cleaning up. PK manages to pick up the Phoenix on the back end, and Dog hunting for revenge on his fallen allies, but not gonna find PK. I don't think you can really fight into this this Lifestealer without your supporting cast. You really need to disable. Oh, that could have been a first hit bash. That might have been a bit dicey. Didn't have a lot of mana to work with. Oh, they want to go back in? Oh, but the immediate rage, you actually can't land that if you are Void Spirit Views. You can just always get the rage out before the But yeah, so a bit ambitious, but just a bit of pressure, recognizing that the rest of IO Era is down. Oh, and the Shang-Ti, man. This feels bad if you're AA. He's just tracing him, sees him, and yeah, just gets melted.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the draft. If AA shows on the map, he's just dead.
Especially with this Spectre set, like Shadow set, right? Like, it just... Yeah, it's so rough now. I think really big... Sorry?
No, go ahead.
I think a really big pickup for this Spectre is Mindbreaker, because that really screws over the entire side of IO Era. If he ever just gets the first hit off on PK, it could catch him unaware, because I don't think he's really prepared to be silenced by a Spectre. And Era maybe a bit too far forward here, not sure, didn't know that he's under a ward and actually gets gone on. The overwhelming magic damage. Pipe not gonna help him that much when he's off alone. This is the sacrifice that he made trying to build for his team, but you know, it's worked out for him. Just a bit unfortunate that he gets caught out and immediately pings out the ward he knows. But yeah, so PK looking for 2 in the 3 lines here, but you're not gonna be able to find the Spectre home. You don't even have a Quelling Blade. But Shang-Ti, just a bit late, but realistically, there's no real way that they
So
don't
the-
really have a stun anyway, right? Their one stun is like here, so
The one saving grace we did kind of see in that last fight that ended up in both carries just kind of remaining alive is when Viper was able to get his BKB off, he was still dealing quite a bit of damage in that fight.
For
and
sure,
that was
yeah.
really the first time he was able to.
But the thing, the scary part. Oh, okay. And we see a Haunt going in once again, doing the just haunting just to scare them and find out where the rest of the team is. And now they know. Okay, this is free bot tower. Unless they all TP in force, we can set up around vision around this area. I think they saw the wall come down.
That took the Skywrath to half HP, just that haunt.
Yeah. Skyrim
Shadow
forced.
step.
Yeah, forced to. No, that was a Haunt.
No,
Oh.
no, haunt's on. No, that was a shadow step.
Oh,
He haunted in. He shadow stepped in, used his manta, and
Yeah,
then,
right. I
got
didn't
back
realize
out.
that. Good call. Good call. Oh, okay, and they deward immediately. Very good call out from Error. After being caught there, at least get something out of it. And here they are threatening high ground. Meanwhile, PK and the rest of the squad of IO Error trying to threaten high ground, but like these heroes don't actually do much to the tower. Where like you have Mars and like Void Spirit who can kind of hit the tower as well. The Viper does throw out the Nether Toxin, which wards off the creep wave just a little bit. But yeah, this Spectre's just laying
You
in
have to
at
be
this
worried
point.
about a haunt here, though.
Yeah.
Bottom tower is being attacked.
Okay, the stun in.
Okay.
Okay. 2 doesn't get tagged though. A bit late on the release and falls. The Spectre does drop. That's the Aegis pop. Channeling the epicenter doesn't actually commit it. Oh, he does into the stun. Can they take out the Spectre? But with the Haunt and the and he's just messing with them now with the Haunts, just confusing everybody, including me. PK chained to the wall, just caught in the chaos, and this nice, does 2 even fall here? 2 just completely gets buffed up by the Sun Ray, and they don't actually have vision for the Sand King, but at this point, they force out buybacks from the Viper, force out buyback from the Lifestealer. It's time to get out. You're happy with absolutely everything you got. Aegis for that? That's so good for the side of Takes 3 to Tango. Just now they're at a 15k gold lead, and man, that was so sad for the side of IO Error. You could feel kind of the confusion there, like the Spectre just haunting in. You could see, Lifestealer running around like, which one is real? Who do I hit? And then suddenly he's just pinned to a wall and falls instantly.
And the sad thing is, there's a world there where like
There's a world?
they commit a little too much. Yeah, there is a world.
Yeah.
Where they commit a little too much there, and those buybacks are super valuable, right? Because like all of their cooldowns are done on Dire's team. Like there's nothing they can do. This team's just gonna output way more damage. But they recognize they need to get out as soon as possible, not even take the racks.
Okay, so I didn't manage to click the fight recap, but honestly speaking, the biggest part of that fight was this Phoenix and the Sunray. The Sunray, before the 8 and while the 8 was going on, just kept this Spectre topped up. Even though you managed to kill her with the first life, you crucially used the AA Ice Blast on her Aegis life. That means you don't have it on the rest of the team. And even though there's a lot of magic damage being pumped out, it's just like being topped off. We saw that Spectre so close to going down actually, but just topped off by this Phoenix Sunray. Yeah, it's just I mean, you're gonna have to save that Ice Blast. I don't think you can really win a fight without it. It's just such an integral part in keeping these tanky heroes down in terms of, health. A nice ward setup for... Nice ward actually, IO Error over here. But right now, like, I don't know what they can do to stop this Spectre from just doing what she's been doing. Because they have one stun, right? So every time she shadow steps, she sees like the Sand King, where the Sand King is. Then she just goes to the furthest hero from Sand King, pops a Manta like we've seen time and time again, and then just scares them so much they can't really do much. Oh, it looks like
this is
sorry.
This is also just like for team fights, a perfect like 4 protect 1 for Dire here. Just with the Mars and with the Phoenix. Like as you were saying, it's just in a world where you get all 5 heroes on Spectre, you definitely can get a kill. In a world where it's a 5-on-5 fight, the Spectre's just gonna stay alive. There's really nothing.
Like these players have really built for the team, right? Like the 4 staffs also. Oh, they see DZ bug, but a bit late on the spear. But the Haunt comes in, and the Skywrath is just gonna go to half HP. Nothing really gonna mount from that. Haunts forward, but they're tagged all up by the Ice Blast. They can't really find a good target. The Mars, very smartly pops his Pipe of Insight to kind of still keep his blink up and running, but doesn't manage to find anyone at that present moment. Void Spirit going for the Aeon. This very smart purchase because realistically the only way he gets killed is if he gets bursted down. Let's take a look at Error getting gone up.
This could be
Silence.
good. No haunt.
Yeah, but doesn't amount to much. He has the Cloak of Flames even to kind of buff him up even more. And the Penta-Edged Sword actually for this Void Spirit. Meanwhile, there's the Timeless Relic for the Phoenix. There is a lot of bonus to spell damage. And last but not least, we have this Spectre with the Leveler and Nullifier. Now that's gonna be terrifying, especially for the illusions. Okay, this Stormcrafter.
This is getting scary.
Yeah, this Stormcrafter could be big though because Psychic Headband and Witchbane actually, I don't know how significant that is, but they get a jump onto Lil Boxy and all the spells coming in, but they're getting completely melted. PK just falls, there's a dieback. Emmy dies alone, now caught in without a BKB and just gets completely melted.
Yep.
Oh, that might just be game that right there. They've expended both their core buybacks and that is GG. Yeah, they call it. That was a nice pick, but at that point they had all their ultimates out and the Horde just completely melts them. What a great game.
So like I mentioned it earlier, but that Viper was able to, in that one fight, showcase how much damage he could do when he got the BKB off. But because he loses that fight, he's not able to scale past that point at all. So when he's able to get that really nice pick, the really nice pick on the Lion there, he doesn't have the damage to deal with it at all.
Yeah. And also, there was a lot of commitment onto the Lion. That's your position 5. Like what about the rest of the damage dealers? Like yeah, sure, he has Hex, he has Finger, but the real problem that you need to deal with is this Phoenix just like healing the backlines. You're not gonna win a fight if you don't kill that Phoenix. Okay, so let me just update my commands. Okay, so if you type score in chat, you can see now the updated score. But yeah, we're gonna go very quickly into game 2. Gonna take a short break and be right back. I think 5 minutes they say. So I'm just gonna look for the lobby real quick. Yeah, there we go. We're just gonna join the lobby real quick and then we can take a short break.
Yeah, can you invite me?
Incorrect password. Oh, whoops.
That was a very fun game.
Oh, incorrect password. I need the password. I need lobby password. Okay. Wow, that was really nicely played. Like honestly, that all came together so that was such a sick draft, I think I gotta say, from Take 3 to Tango.
I honestly I do feel so bad for the Viper in that game because if you win that fight where he was able to get his BKB off, he's able to scale and still do damage in the rest of the game. Because they lose that fight and he has to commit buyback in the next fight, his game's just over. Like
right.
There's no more scaling for that hero.
Did I press it wrong or something? Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, but
there we go.
I didn't caps Resident Sleeper.
Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to be right back as well, my friends. We will be back in a little bit. Let me just... How do I... Oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, okay.